So I know a lot of people are not happy with the material provided in Strixhaven, A Curriculum of Chaos. But I think there's still some stuff that can be done with it. What that stuff is, that's what we're going to find out from my perspective. So without further preamble, roll the intro. Greetings, fellow adventurers. Fred here, and welcome to the Flying Dungeon Master, the show that brings RPGs to as many tabletops as humanly possible. Well, now, Strixhaven, A Curriculum of Chaos has gotten a lot of flack for how the material can only be really used in said world. Plus how it's not so much a source book, but more or a source, an adventure with some material. I don't know if a lot of those people take the time to reskin things or just harvest what they like out of the book and just do their own thing with it. But I'm going to be showing you today what I feel is I think I can harvest out for some pretty cool campaigns or story elements. So without further preamble, let's dive into it. Kicking things off for what I might harvest from Strixhaven, we have Mage Tower, a capture the flag-esque sport where one team has to capture the opposing team's mascot statue and bring it across to their side of the field to score a point. And the reason it's on this list is because I think you could make a whole campaign centered around Mage Ball, with the party being a Mage Tower team working their way up through the rankings of the Mage Tower Pro Leagues. And you could have sections of the game being focused on what would be considered a rebuilding year, where one team member is kind of out of action and for some reason, be it injury or other reasons, and it's clear that you aren't going to make it to a championship title this year, so you're focusing on building your best team possible for a championship event next year. And there's a lot of drama that can go on behind the scenes in sports, which I feel can make for a compelling campaign centered around Mage Tower. Moving on, the second thing I'm most likely to use from this book is the jobs concept. Whether you're a student paying for your school tuition yourself, or you are an adventurer piling money to pay for the dues of your adventuring guild, or a myriad of other reasons, and I feel jobs can add another layer to the character, giving them certain proficiencies and can add for some interesting role-play encounters on top of all that. At the halfway point, we have extracurricular options, though depending on the campaign setting, I might reskin these to be like options that you find at a local rec center or in the main city where the players hang out. A lot like how I envision jobs, these activities give a slight advantage when it comes to skill checks, associated with different activities. Because who said students should have all the fun when it comes to these activities? But one thing I should add that I find very hilarious in the Strixhaven book, they have a LARP club, in as an optional activity in the book. As someone who got their start on YouTube with LARPing, I find this hilariously meta, and I can't not put this as an option. And hands down, I'm doing this. Almost to the end, and I think there's some inspiration that can come from the campus of Strixhaven itself. However, in my case, what it inspired me to do is build a location that I call an education state. Basically a small country whose government, infrastructure, and so forth was to support a growing population centered around the mage school in my world, which I don't really have a name for yet. I at the moment the working name is the Trinacian Magical Academy. I know, pretty bland. I gotta do better with that. But it also came from the fact that one of my favorite manga is Maho Sensei Negima, and there's this, and a big part of that manga / anime was based in this whole city whose sole purpose was to support a bunch of schools of various grade levels. So I just took that and just blew it up to be like a small country-sized. The reason for this is to have an education setting with plenty of room and places for students to have fun adventures in. And last but not least, we have the relationship system. With this system, you can have friends, rivals, and even romantic partners. There's being friends with an NPC gives you some perks that a player character can make use of. While rivals can potentially make your life a trial to you. However, romantic partners, if you want to go the beloved route, give you a very interesting perk, because you get what is known as a beloved inspiration die. And the max you can have is equal to your proficiency bonus when it comes to these beloved inspiration dice. And the way they word this concept makes it seem you're not restricted to having just one beloved, which actually opens the door to players who legit want to play polyamorous characters. But I think the wording in this concept basically also opened the door for thirsty weebs who want to emulate Issei Hyodo or Yuki Rito from High School DxD and To Love Ru respectively. Guilty as charged. overall, I can understand why people are adamantly not liking Strixhaven. However, there's no wrong way to play D&D. And if you want to use the elements from this book, they can really be modified to work with a lot of different campaigns. Heck, even the magic items, I would just throw into a random campaign or reskin a few of them just because I think they're fun. But let me know what you think of Strixhaven, A Curriculum of Chaos, and is there anything you would harvest out of this book for your campaigns that I potentially have missed? Sound off that in the comments section below as well. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for stopping by. And if you're new around here, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to keep up to date with all the content we're putting out here. If you want to follow me on social media, support the channel, or contact me directly, you can find all that and more in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the Trail of Adventure.